then I'm gonna sell them all and I'm done. And hopefully, when it's all done, you have more than $100,000 in your bank account. That is successful business. So if we start with 100,000 USD, then split it into product, and then we also need money for operations. So if you got $100,000, first, how much of this money is used to make product and how much is used to hire fashion designers, marketing team, sales staff, build a website, register the business. If the ratio is 1 to 1, which means for every dollar that you make a product, you spend $1 on operations. And that's easy, right? That's just 50%, right? So then you would say 50,000 USD and 50,000. Well, here, let's talk about pricing. So you got X factory, you got FOB, and then you have LDP. Each one of these could be the cost of goods sold, but I'm gonna focus on LDP. We're gonna call this the cost of goods sold, right? Let's just assume that on average, $6 to make a garment and get it shipped and pay your taxes. This number can change. It could be as low as 3, could be as high as 15, right? Just depends on what the garment is. I mean, like what you're wearing might only be 4 or 3.5, right? But this, for example, might be 6 because it's got all the extra embroidery. To make it simple, let's say 5 to make the math easy. So we'll just say $5. So then you just take this number, divide by 5, is that 10,000? So that means that you can make 10,000 units of clothing. Now you say you want to do men and women. Let's just assume a ratio 1 to 1. Now you can make 5,000 and 5,000 units. Well, one of the questions I would ask you is how many styles, right? So going back to, like you mentioned, t-shirts, polos, hoodies, that's 3. Again, to make the math easier, let's work in multiples of 5. So we have t-shirt, polo, hoodie, blouse. So like what you're wearing, sweatshirt. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say we're gonna do 5 styles. Again, you divide by 5, divide by 5. So it means you can do 1,000 per style for men. So 5 different styles, and you can do 1,000 per style for women. With this amount of money, you got $50,000 to manage your team and your marketing and your sales and everything else. To sell 5 styles, men's styles, 1,000 per style, total 5,000 of female styles. In terms of finding a factory that will manufacture this, easy. I think one of the reasons why hired me, because I have experience, I know a lot of factories in Vietnam. I'm here to tell you that's the easy part. I mean, if you've got this money and you're willing to pay their price, if you can do 1,000 per style, especially if you're providing the fabric, then there are many factories in Vietnam, China, that will produce. So production is not a problem. And as far as quality control, that's also not a problem because you have to establish the AQL standard. So you got your AQL standard, you do inline inspections, and you do your third-party final inspection. And it's just an intelligent way to work when you're producing garments. If you do these 3 things, you won't have quality issues. What should we worry about is how are you gonna use this $50,000 for operations to manage your admin, your branding, your marketing, your sales, your customer service, designing new collections. If you just said, okay, I'm gonna invest $100,000, design t-shirts, polos, hoodies, blouses, sweatshirts, then I'm gonna sell them all and I'm done. And hopefully, when it's all done, you have more than $100,000 in your bank account. That is successful business. Your retail price, on average, let's say $20. Your gross profit per piece is 15. 10,000 times 15 is 150,000. That's your gross income. You started with 100,000. So you minus 100,000, you made 50,000 profit. Okay, so let's do the cost breakdown. You have CNPT, fabric, packaging, management fee, and then profit. You say to 𝘂𝘁, here's our styles. So we have a tech pack, right? We have a tech pack for each one of these. You give your tech pack to 𝘂𝘁, they do all the calculation. We can produce for $5, but they buy the fabric from you. So is selling the fabric to 𝘂𝘁. So if you're asking me about the operation of, that's not included here. This operation is for your new company, your new brand. Operation is included in the fabric. This is basically FOB, which includes fabric. So we'll also have some profit over here. And in part of this profit pays for the operation of just for that fabric. Obviously you have operations for much bigger business, but you have other customers. Some assumptions that we're making is that you sell through 100%. That's key. Do you understand what sell through is? So for example, if I make 1,000 shirts like this, small, medium, large, extra large, I probably will not sell all of them. There will be a few left over. Some small, some extra large, after 6 months. So maybe I sell through 80%. And of course, then this number changes. So this is in a perfect world with 100% sell through, which almost never happens. For example, maybe the t-shirt is very popular and you sell out, woohoo! But maybe the blouse, for whatever reason, is not popular and you only sell 50%. So it's like you sell 100%. Let's say the polo shirt, you sell 75%. The hoodie, only 60%. And the sweatshirt, for some reason, 95%. On average, let's say 80%. So it means that you have 20% product that you have to eat, or you have to give away for free, or you have to pay to have it destroyed. That happens all the time in the retail business. In this case, so the formula is retail price minus cost of goods sold divided by cost of goods sold. And this case is 15 minus 5 divided by 5 is 2, which is the same thing as 200%. So this scenario right here is a 200% markup. You could change this. If you higher markup, then you can make that decision. It just means that your retail price would go up. Anyway, this is like the whole scenario in general terms. It all starts with how much money you have to invest. I mean, imagine if you have $1 million. Now you've got 500,000 and 500,000. Or you might make this 100,000 and make this 900,000. And then you can do amazing marketing and branding and advertising to ensure that you sell through 100% at a higher price point.